Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who as well. Peace and salutation to the elect. My name is Ainal. The title of this video is It Is a Battle, right? And basically, I'm talking about, this walk and this faith of ours, right? And to be honest, it's been a battle for me to even do this lesson right now, right? This is Revelation 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." Right? And he's coming down upon the whole world, but extremely upon the prophets, the men of the Lord, right? The ones that have the message that's bringing him down, right? Through this message is what's causing turmoil and uproar in the world, right? Shameful spewing that has been put on Esau Edom's glory, and that's through the mouth of the prophets, right? Through the spirit, right? Of just chanting down Babylon the Great and their lies and their wickedness, right? So therefore, we have a heavy portion, a heavy part, right? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is desperately, watching us with a magnifying glass and hindering us and vexing us and tempting us, right? And trying to make us do certain things, right? And so it's called it is a battle. So that's something you have to understand. New members coming into this walk, you have to understand that you're going to be battling. That's picking up your cross and carrying it, daily. So anyway, I got the brother's video here. Remnant Save 144. Subscribe, be edified. I'm gonna play a little bit of his video. Right.
Ecclesiastes 1:18, for much wisdom is much grief, right? And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow, and every man has his measure. Okay, but the more you learn and the more you understand, okay, the more the world around you is going to vex you. Okay, now you don't allow that vexing to destroy you. Okay, but we're going to be in a constant state of grief. All right, chaos. All right, anger, vexation, provocation. You're going to be provoked. Grief, vexation of men. And as the scriptures say, the flock of my pasture are men. Not to say women don't go through things. Of course, our women are catching hell. Everything's out of order. Everybody's out of position. All right, we're constantly faced with things, because as you learn righteousness, now, all right, you're privy to more wickedness. Before we awakened in the world, there were things that we saw that we had no judgment about. Okay, frustration, grief. Okay, and the way that this world is going, okay, the way that things are happening, okay, it's being set up to where the so-called white man is coming down with great wrath. So at these jobs you have, you're noticing you're being surveilled, you're being watched over. Okay, they're throwing more work on you. It's just a demonic energy out in the earth. Okay, and again, these things would have bothered you before the truth, but now that you have wisdom, to have some woman looking over your shoulder, telling you what to do, or some simple reprobate man, it affects you even more. All right, and remember, we're in a spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So just like Lot, okay, just
right. So like the brother's going into, he's strengthening the brethren, right? Because he has, come into the truth. Has dealt with things. He's still dealing with these things. Just like we all are, right? And he's letting, the brothers, the sisters, whatnot, know that these things are going to happen, basically. And that we just, have to deal pretty much. Let me play a little bit.
It's like Lot in the book of 2 Peter chapter 2:7. It says, and delivered just Lot out of what? Sodom, all right, and Gomorrah. All right, those different cities that were doing wickedness back then, which we're in the spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Okay, meaning the things that we long for, the order we want, the vibration we're under, the world is totally contrary, and the powers that be make sure. Okay, the powers that be make sure, because remember, this world is ran by the children of Satan. Okay, Satan means adverse. So everything is adverse to what we want, how we want it. Okay, And that right there is a constant vexation. It says, and delivered.
Right. So it's not going to be fair. The thing that you want, you won't always get. Right. And Esau Edom is, desperately, just like your brother went into, being surveilled at your job, watching you, hindering you, throwing little things in there to upset you, putting more work on you. All of these things are things that we're going through. You just have to deal pretty much. Luke 22:31, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren." Right? So Yahushua is praying for us, right? The mediator on the right hand of the Father right now, right? That's why he came down and experienced, life as a man, and now he rose and he's on the right hand of the Father. And he's praying for us. Luke 22:31 again, it says, "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren." Right? So Esau's going to come, with his different ways. Was it attacking, your family, whatnot, or your job? Anything that you're going to try to throw you off. So this is something you have to be aware of, and also the truth. Right? He doesn't want anyone to have the truth or the knowledge or the understanding, and that goes for you newcomers, new individuals that's coming in. It'd be a lot harder for you, right? This is the condition of the battle, right? Because you might be playing the background or in the background, you're not as connected to the body, but you're trying to get connected to the body. And Esau Edom is attacking you, and that's what he does best, right? He attacks the individuals on the back, and that's what he's known for, attacking the weak individuals. So those of you that's coming up now in this truth with all this AI and all of that, I would say maybe it's easier for him to attack you. But that's why you have to give diligence to make your call and election sure, right? And when I say that, that's, going into the breakdowns, get studying, reading your Bible and knowing what the words say for yourself, right? Because we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Satan is able to come in there with this new technology, AI, and, voice over brothers' videos. A brother brings out, let's say, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. And then, he's saying that, but, one word change from Deuteronomy to Joshua or something, and it's like, okay, you're trying to learn, but now you're confused because you're only listening, right? You're not doing it for yourself, and just different things, attacking the videos, or it's a weird sound in the background of the video, and you might think it might be a brother, and then you start to disagree with the brother or dislike the brother or whatnot, but the whole time is Esau, right? Tampering with the videos, making sound effects in the videos and things like that, right? So there's things you have to be mindful of, and just get the word, get the understanding, and then listen to the prophets, and then go back and do your own study and your own research to confirm these different things, right? And that's how we're strengthening the brethren. Pretty soon is going to come a point when the word is done away. Anyway, Esau shut down the internet. We can't go out on the street corners and things like that. But hey, nonetheless, it's a battle, right? You have to understand exactly what you're involved in, and be not ignorant of Satan's devices and how he's moving. Pretty much. Let me grab this. This is Genesis. Let me grab the KJV. Genesis 32:24. The title of this is titled "It is a Battle," right? Jacob wrestled for his blessing, and we're wrestling for our blessing, and we're wrestling Satan, right? And sometimes our own people, but a major part of it is Satan, right? Because he has all the power. He has the individuals that's able to, let's say, you do a lot of shopping. That's how hard we've been watched. You do a lot of shopping, right? Your favorite food is fucking ice cream or something, right? You like ice cream. Particular type of ice cream. You go to Walmart, the same Walmart, you live in the neighborhood. Esau is watching. You make the list on your phone or whatnot. All of that, all the technology. He's total control. He controls all that. Google and all of that. He's watching you. He got hackers and all of that. You make a list on your phone of what you like, what you don't like. You go there and it's all out. Sometimes you go there. Sometimes you go there and there's only one. Sometimes you go there and there's a whole bunch. That's how Esau vexes you, plays on your mind, wears you out. The scriptures say he will rout the pacing of the saints. That's exactly how he does it. That's how Esau even moves, right? That's how hard he watches the saints, the men of the Lord, the prophets. Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High Yahweh, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, right? And to think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand unto a time and times and dividing of time. Hey, I got this one spot, because I travel a lot, because I drive trucks, right? So I got this one spot where I have to go, and I get gas, whatever, and it's one lady in there. This lady always bumping to me. The same lady, always, every time. Every time I go there, she bumping to me, and it's right by the terminal, where I go home. Whenever I go home, I have to go to this particular truck stop. This lady in there, she's constantly bumping into me. She might like me, but at the same time, that's Esau, Edom, right? Satan sending these demons, to try to provoke you to do certain things, But it's always women though. It's always women that's bumping into me. I think they like me. So. But anyway, that's how Esau moves, right? He's trying to wear out the saints of the Most High because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, right? They're very spiritual. So Esau even is trying to draw that carnal out of us, which, is something that he really don't want. He don't really want that. He don't want that smoke. When Yahushua pull up, he don't want that smoke for real. But he's trying to, because then he can, accuse us, bring us to his court systems, lock us up or whatnot and things like that. So, we're wrestling for this, this blessing, right? Genesis 32:24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day, right? So this man was wrestling this angel all day, right? All night into the day. It says, and when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. Right, so Jacob was wrestling with this angel with a broken leg, It says, and he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. So that's how we're fighting for this thing, We have to deal pretty much. It says, and he said unto me, and he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with Yahweh and with men, and has prevailed. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it that thou doest ask after my name? And he blessed him there, right? So the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, blessed Jacob there, right? After battling that whole time, right? And that's exactly what we're doing in this time. And that's the condition of the battle, right? I can grab real quick and I'll go back to it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 57. It says, then he answered me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said, but if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say, right? So we're fighting for that blessing, that glory. But let me grab this, 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking of these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, up Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place that it might be deep and great, right? The sea is basically, a saying for heaven, the kingdom of Jerusalem coming down from heaven, right? It says, but put the case, the entrance were narrow like a river. So to get to this great deep ocean, you have to go through a river. You ever see the kayaks? You be out there and it's like a little kayak with a little slim river and they sliding down the river. It's like that. And where they're going to the open wide space. Right, where they got freedom to move around. It says, who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? So you go through that narrow, which is, is difficult. You might hit a rock, your thing might flip over, you might end up out of the water. You got to get back in the water because they be going so fast, the kayak or not, whatnot. It says there's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like if there was a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. See, it's a dangerous place. The things that we go through, personally, me in this truck, I have to deal all the time. Demons, traffic, damn near swerving into me, a lot of times I go on the bridges, and I got this thing on my truck to be beeping, You know, it damn near stopped the brakes of the truck. You know, all these different things that we're fighting because we have the word of the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? And Esau's upset about that, but we continue. We ain't gonna stop, right? We ain't gonna stop. We just gonna keep going, right? Because even if we die, we'll be raised up when Yahushua return, right? And we're gonna be 10 times more upset about that. It says the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. See, so you got to be careful, you know, circumspect. You know, scriptures talk about being circumspect. You know, watching, being aware. You know, knowing that you've been watched by Esau, Edom, literally. You know, things can be set up. You know, that's why you have to continually pray, right? Fast, pray to the Lord, fast. You know, that you're protected and covered. You know, it says, in the only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. It says, if this city now be were given unto a man for an inheritance, we have an inheritance, right? What is Romans 9:4? You know, the adoption, you know, the glory, the giving of the covenants. That's our heritage. You know, the law, New Jerusalem, the new bodies, Hebrews 8:8, the new covenant. It says, if this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? See, so you have to go through the danger, right? It scripture say some of us won't even taste of death. You know, some of us might get a couple battle scars, physical scars. Some of us get mental scars. You know, whatnot. We just go through it. You know, whatever portion Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has given to you, you know, you must endure. You know, and we all are going through our portion and what we have to endure. You know, we have past sins, you know, past lives and things like that. Even Yahushua had to die for our sins, and not only our sins but his too, right? Because he was the first Adam. Right, Solomon, right? All these different individuals. Oh, right. It says, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. See, our portion is tribulation, trouble. You know, but we have to go through what we went through. It says, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done, right? So Adam sinned, and then you know, we died. But you know, it was the woman that sinned first, and through her we all died, right? So I got to be mindful too of these women. Esau, a sinning woman quick, wicked ass woman too, right? And get you messed up out here. It says, then were the interests of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail, that they are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful, right? So that's how it is, right? And as we get closer and closer, Esau coming down with great wrath, he know exactly who we are. He know who the Israelites are. That's why you got the things like the different lists, the black list, red list, white list, whatnot, which camp is worse, CIA most wanted list and all that. Those individuals are watched and tracked. And the thing about it is that they can't do nothing against us, right? They can't come against the truth, right? That's why they don't have to come down with great wrath, but they hate us, you know, and they're gonna hinder us and things like that. So, you know, just move with wisdom, you know, and all of that. So that's pretty much it. All I got for now regarding that. You know, of course, there's plenty more we go through and whatnot. You know, this is hopefully strengthening the brethren. You know, those of you that's coming in, like I said, be mindful of course, the different things happening in these videos regarding what you're hearing. You know, what the brothers say, because you got things like voiceovers or, you know, a sound box and things like that. You know. But for the most part, if you have the word and you've been studying, you'll be all right. But, you know, just certain things to watch for. Watch for Esau, even watch you, you know, and understand, you know, what you're involved in. So anyway, I'll say shalom to the overall elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.